exactly, exactly. But look, hey, we got a popular, cool club over here. We got Kier, we got Pay, Scottity, Kit Kat, loving it. Skeleton astronaut, that pug's king of the world, you know. All right, should I just go ahead and give it a go? All right. So I am Dimitri Kanaris, and I am on the marketing team at Kahoot, and specifically in the school department. So we're focusing on how we can create a great product for teachers, and talking about all the new stuff that we have, not only now but coming for back to school as well. And really, what we're talking about today is the Kahoot EDU product, which is a site-wide license for all teachers in a school or district. And we're going to talk about all the different features, but it's super easy to deploy. And of course, we're talking about the BenQ displays. So I have this loaded up on BenQ's amazing display, and it's an app native to the screen itself, and you can run your Kahoots all off of this, so you're not going back and forth between the computer and the screen, which is obviously quite awesome. So let's, there we go. Go to the next one there. So we're going to start off with a poll. So first of all, how are you enjoying the day so far? This is a really fun one because you can answer with images. So this is great for students when you want to get a pulse check with them, you want to see how they're doing. You can give them ways of responding. Hopefully we're not feeling too tired yet. We're on day one, you know, we're doing okay. But yes, happy to see we got some excited people, we got some thumbs up. We do have one tired person, that's okay, it happens to the best of us. So open-ended question. What is one new thing you've learned today at the show? There's lots of amazing vendors, lots of amazing booths, people doing incredible things. Lots of conversations around AI, which is really exciting. And this really shows off a great question type here as well, which is an open-ended question. So you can get your students to put their answers up on the screen, and you can read them all back, and other students can see what has been responded as well. So it's a really, really nice way to create discussion and just show the participation of the entire class. So I can see we have 3 answers. There's 4 of us playing. As soon as they're there, answers submitted. So we can show our answers here. And so now we get to see what all the students said. So great for immediate feedback. CuriePod changed a few features. How to use my 3D doodler. How to start incorporating tech into many different subjects and areas of the schools. It's really big, totally overwhelming, but it's a lot of information. It's obviously very awesome. So yeah, so this is a really nice way to get feedback from students and get them engaged. So we're going to do one more poll. Is Kahoot being used in your school or district today? So another, I don't know if you guys are up on the Abbott Elementary, but that's one of our favorites at Kahoot. And yeah, another great one where you can answer with those GIFs. So it really creates an interactive environment for students to respond. Okay, so we have 2 all the times, which is awesome to hear. We love to hear that. And 1, absolutely. So you guys are already familiar, which is great, but it also might be a bit of a refresher, because sometimes we fall into habits with what we know. So we'll cover some new things. Maybe you'll learn something new. So Kahoot EDU is what we're talking about today. I don't have, in the 15, 20 minutes that we have, I don't have time to cover everything, but we're just going to be talking about the fact that this is a site license that all teachers in a school or district can use. We're going to be looking at some of the question types that are a part of it, and we're going to show some of the premium content and some of the analytics that you can use as well. But if you have any questions, you can also come up and ask me afterwards as well. So as far for the admins in the room, what's great is it's just, once you sign up with Kahoot EDU, it's just the link that you share out to all of the teachers. So it's a really easy way to get everyone in on a universal license together and share content, which is another great thing that we'll talk about today as well, where you can create Kahoots across all of the teachers that they can contribute to and share and edit for their own uses. So really easy to deploy a site license across the whole school. And then this is the collaboration feature. So if you have a lot of people who are, creating history Kahoots for the same grade levels, let's say, or just all sorts of different subjects you have, this is the shared space for teachers when you're at that site license level where all of them can contribute to a shared content library, which is really useful and saves time when you're creating those lessons. And then what we'll talk about is some of the question types. Some of these you may have used before, like the multi-select. Some, others don't know about, like type answer or slider or puzzle. So we're gonna do a few of those together, and we're just gonna show you how it's way more than the quiz that everyone kind of knows it for. There's a lot more functionality built into it. So here's a type answer. Who invented this equation, E equals MC squared? So this type of question with type answer, it's great for precision, because this is where you need your students to answer exactly correctly. It could be, historical facts, it could be dates, it could be all sorts of things, but you need them to type the actual answer. They're not just choosing from a list of 4, so you know that they've actually learned this content. There we go. So Albert Einstein. So let's see who got those correct. Yes, it looks like everyone got those correct. Now, if I wanted to, you might be wondering, like, if they knew the answer, but maybe they flipped the E and the I, they should get those points. We can actually review the answers. These are the correct answers that were given, and everyone got those, but if someone spelled it wrong, it would come up here, and I could just select it and make it correct, and I could say, you got it close enough, I'll give you the point. So here's our first tally here. So we have Pei in first place, we have Kier in second place, and Scottity and Kit Kat may have fled the room. Okay, so now puzzle is a great question type that you get with Kahoot EDU as well. This is a really fun one, because this really brings in visual learning and brings a whole new understanding of a certain topic. So it could be anything. Right now, the question is, order the life cycle of stages of a butterfly from the first stage to the last stage. And so on your display, you can then move these around to give the correct answer. Again, this is great if you want to put things in historical order, if you want to make sure that they know dates, if you want to just get a new understanding of how they're interacting with the content. I think this is a great way to do that. Okay, only one person got that wrong. Most of us knew that would go caterpillar, cocoon, and butterfly. But you can see that that's a really fun way to organize the question and use it in a different way. Okay, it looks like Pei and Kerr are coming up. No change in the leaderboard though. So slider, this is another great one. So how many ridges are on a US dime? So this is one where you can choose between a range. You can set custom units as well. So this could be anything, of course. It could be math, it could be metrics, it could be any sort of thing that you want to make this scale to be. And you can change the range of the scale. You can also set it to give them a correct answer if it's within a short range or a medium range. So you can set it to all sorts of different things and get the right answer. So now this is always fun with the animation. So it'll show you where everyone guessed, and then it'll reveal the correct answer, which is 118. So we get to keep learning every day. So no one got that one, so no movement in the leaderboard. Okay, so now the first set of questions were more on sort of precision and teaching with more than just the typical quiz question. This is now about collecting opinions and sparking discussions. We did one of these. We already did the open-ended question, and we did a word cloud as well. But I'm going to show you guys a really fun one, which is drop pin and maybe even brainstorm as well. So first, this is a drop pin question. So when you want to teach visually, where is the nucleus? And then you can have students on your device, you can now zoom in, drop the pin on the image, and you can see kind of from a visual perspective if they're understanding something, especially when it comes to difficult to teach topics like science. So now we all know that the nucleus is there, but maybe some students have put it around and we can clarify on the visual image, there it is. So now we have another word cloud. So you've seen most of the question types at this point. What is your favorite question type? Or is there one that you use a lot in your classroom? Slider, yeah. Multiple choice. We have a lover of the tried and true classic multiple choice question and slider and puzzle, so that's exciting. And again, word cloud, this is so great because you can see all the students' answers up on the board. You can discuss their answers with them. And the largest one will be the one that was selected multiple times or the one that was given multiple times. So that's great. If you want to join in on the Kahoot, you can still join with the game pin here if you want, kahoot.it with this game pin down here. So of course, Kahoot is great for teaching interactive lessons, but one thing that we also want to make sure that teachers understand as well is the ability to import your existing slides. So that's a huge one that we hear with teachers. You already have your existing course content and you just want to add a couple Kahoot questions to it. You can take your presentations, import it into the Kahoot, have all of the lesson content that you've already created, and just add a few questions in based on what your existing content is, which saves you a lot of time when creating the Kahoots themselves because you already have content that you've created. So not only can you do that to teach live, you can assign it as homework, which is great as well, so you can take your presentations and give that to them to review and have them do the questions, and you can see how they did after the fact as well. So it's great for assigning, and it's just great for, in general, repurposing what you already have as lesson content into homework assignments and into engaging activities. Another new thing that we've just launched within this last school year is student passes. So this gives the students access to everything that you have access to. So if you want to get your students to create Kahoots and do that as a class assignment or to talk about a book report or something, they can be creating Kahoots for the class, and they can do that with all of the things that you already have access to. If you're with Kahoot EDU, that means that you would have all of those different question types that they can be using. It also gives them access to the learning content on Access Pass that we'll talk about in a minute, as well as study tools and all sorts of different things that they can use on their own time as well. So student passes is a really great one as well. And then finally, we have game modes, which have been a big hit with kids. So these are individual game modes that all have a different sort of element about it, whether it's a cooperative adventure like Submarine Squad or a team-based thing like Tallest Tower. Color Kingdoms is a team versus team game, and this is where they're answering questions on their devices, but it is not, it's actually repeated, and it's not all together, so they get different questions on their devices, all based on the Kahoot that you've created, and as they answer the questions, they can get their tiles, or they can build their towers, and it's great to just reinforce knowledge. It's repeated content. If they don't get the question right the first time, they can get it the next time around when they get that question to just keep playing the game. So really, really great to reinforce knowledge. And also, we've kind of built in a pace to it, so Submarine Squad can be very active if you've never seen that before, whereas Chill Art is something where we know teachers need to either kind of focus students or maybe you want to get them a little bit more energized. So different game modes for different moods and lots of different ways of interacting. And we already talked about assigning Kahoots as well, so you can always assign these as homework, which is really fun. So this is just a little quick video that we have from one of our ambassadors with his students playing one of our newest game mode, Tallest Tower. And sounds like we don't have the audio, but one of the key features of this video is the students just going wild with it. They just absolutely love playing these game modes. So as they're answering those questions, that's what's allowing them to drop the blocks down. They see their name up on the board as they drop it, so it keeps them really engaged, and they're trying to get those questions right so that they're not progressing in the game unless they're really learning and really getting that knowledge reinforced for them. So that's really great, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really engaging for them. You have a winner there just jumping up and down and cheering. So, true or false, we saw that great video. With Kahoot EDU, you can actually host up to 2,000 players. So you could do that with virtually your entire school, depending on how many students. That is true. So we can play really, really big games of Kahoots, and even with the game modes and things like that, to bring the whole school into the experience for assemblies and things like that. So we have Pei on top, Kerr and Scottity. Not a change in the leaderboard. And then finally, all of the question types, they're great, game modes, they're great, but it really comes down to how you can assess what the students have learned, and that's where our reports come in. A lot of teachers using Kahoot might not know about the in-depth functionality of our reports. So what's great here is you can see by student who has answered the questions correctly, which questions they have missed, and then you can create a new Kahoot based on the difficult questions that a majority of the class struggled with, which is great because then you can take the main content that you've covered and only teach the parts that they're struggling with, which is a really great way to kind of understand how you can target your teaching and how you can help the kids learn anything that they might be struggling with or having a difficult time with. So we know with teachers that creating content is always an issue when it comes to how much time you have, and in between classes, or maybe you got hit with a new topic or something and you have to create something on the go. One of the things with Access Passes that's great is these are all premium, ready-to-play Kahoots that have been vetted and verified by us or created even by our publishers. So lots of great content here, ready for you to use, and ready to go in a hurry. So if you just need to pull something up, or you have end of the class and you want to take them through an activity, you can just search one up that's relevant to the content that you've already been teaching and teach it to them that way. So last couple questions here, type answer, double points. What is Kahoot adopting to save educators time and enhance the learner experience, now available with Kahoot EDU? It's a hot topic at the conference. There's a little hint coming up on the image there. I think we have the three. So it is AI, and everyone got that because it's a big topic, and we're just really excited about the way that we're now integrating it into Kahoot. So you can search your topic and you can have questions generated about that topic ready for you to just add into the Kahoot. You can edit it yourself if you want to customize it, but you can search any topic in grade level and those questions will be generated automatically, ready to add into the Kahoot, which is a really fun feature. And then there's so much more coming as well that will be exciting for back to school. So what is one new thing that you've learned about Kahoot today? The AI features Access Pass, it uses AI. Amazing. If you have any questions about AI, because there was only that one slide on it, you can feel free to ask me. We can go into depth about what's coming for back to school, because we've only launched the question generator now, but coming for back to school will be a lot more features, like answer explanations for students, as well as we're going to have the ability to co-write inside of the app as well when you're writing your questions, so a written feature there as well, and adaptive Kahoot. So similar to the difficult questions, it'll be able to assess what difficult questions are there and then repackage and create Kahoots automatically for you. So there's going to be a lot of very, very cool features coming with AI. But yeah, so let's see the final leaderboard here, the podium. So in third place we have Scottity. There you go. And in second place we have Kerr, and in first place we have Pay. So you guys all get some awesome Kahoot swag bags here for your students or for yourself or whoever you want that for. There you go, buddy, absolutely. And thank you guys so much for coming out and for listening to the presentation, and obviously all on a BenQ display. So really, really integrated and engaging when it's all happening here, and I'm not going back and forth between the laptop and the display. Thank you guys so much.